Hey, what's up? I'm Brian Altano. I'm here with Justin Stander, and we are checking out Katana Zero, a game I would describe as an action game, but I'm not good at describing your video game. You're much better at it.
Yeah.
Justin, what is this game about?
So Katana Zero is a neo-noir action platformer with a focus on tight, fast-paced acrobatic combat.
See, I knew it. That's way better than me.
That's the pitch. So everybody dies in one hit, you and the enemies, so it's kind of one of those brutally difficult games, but at the same time, it's pretty forgiving because all the levels are very short and you just instantly snap back into the gameplay, so you can keep trying until you get it all the way through without dying once. It just, it feels really badass.
Wow. And how long have you been working on this game?
6 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, tell me about it.
It's gorgeous.
Well,
it's like, this is 100% my kind of game. Wow.
So here you can see very fast-paced, very bloody gameplay.
Yep. And aesthetically, oh, interesting. So that was a glimpse at what you had just done, basically.
Yeah. So when you get to the replay screen, you actually have the ability to fast forward and rewind using the shoulder buttons, that sort of thing. So it's like a full little security replay for you to check out. So here's just introducing dodge roll mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Every good game needs dodge rolling.
Aesthetically, I saw like a flip phone. I saw there's like some VHS filters. Everything is incredibly like sort of hyper stylish purples and neons and stuff like that. What sort of inspired the art direction here?
Right. So I love vintage stuff. So there's always that. The neon lights were actually very inspired by the movie Drive.
Oh, cool.
Not the actual movie itself, the poster for it, because it has very striking colors, really nice neon visuals.
Yep.
And that kind of gave me a really good idea of how I wanted the game to look. On top of that, there's also Korean revenge thrillers. The movie Old Boy was definitely a big inspiration.
That movie rules.
Yeah. The aesthetics, the general violence, the feel, definitely very inspired by that.
And so is it kind of like a stop time mechanic, a slow time mechanic?
Yeah.
My brain's trying to get that to work with the sort of VHS replay that we're also seeing after a death.
Right. So the idea there is that you can't really control time per se, but since you're planning a course of action, when the game slows down into the slow-mo state, that's the character focusing harder on one specific moment, so he can do more complex maneuvers. And then when you go and you see the VHS replay, you see everything happening in real time, because, it is happening in real time.
So that dude just got his head exploded.
Yeah. So this is going to be a good place to demonstrate the dialogue system.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a limited amount of time to respond to dialogue, sort of inspired by Telltale Games text timers. But I also added the ability to interrupt people as they're speaking. So as you can see here, we're trying to give an alibi for why we're at this hotel to kill somebody. So it looks like we said that we're a cosplayer from a children's card game about cyberpunk dystopias. But yeah, so the idea with the skip button is you can interrupt people as they're talking, which works both as being able to spam through dialogue because people get upset as you keep interrupting them, and eventually they end the dialogue in a different way, faster usually, because they don't want to talk to you anymore because you keep interrupting them.
And what does that sort of impact in the grand scheme of things?
Right, so it really depends on the character and the scene, but a lot of the scenes have just so many small moments that have big ripple effects through the entire game. And the idea is throughout every single cutscene, the player has full agency. So it still feels like you're making all the decisions. And you're playing a game as opposed to just kind of watching it unfold from an arm's length.
You just killed a guy with a potted plant?
Yeah. So you can pick up things, throw them.
Nice. Who's this dude?
So that's the person who you're supposed to kill.
Oh my God.
And as with all other cutscenes, you can always just interrupt at any point and
murder him?
Yeah, and not listen to what he has to say.
Did he just save you? I don't think he lived. Did he live?
No. Yeah. Definitely not. So here's where your alibi would come into place.
I love that you keep convincing this lady that works at this hotel that it's just cosplay.
Yeah, this really is a dystopia.
Mm-hmm. This hotel concierge is going to have to explain to the janitors that that's all novelty paint upstairs.
It's catch up.
And
Just
all of those
so much.
all those dead bodies are just acting.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. There's almost like a stealth mechanic here.
Yeah.
Now
so
instead of going in and murdering everyone, you're pretending to really be down dancing at the club.
Yeah. So right now you're trying to kill that club DJ.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to draw your weapon on the floor, you'd alert people. So right now, the idea is you're kind of avoiding the guards on the floor and pretending to dance with all the clubbers.
And so
Confuse the enemies.
every section is sort of screen based, right? It's like you have to get through one entire sort of set of challenges in one screen, and if you die, it restarts.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you're completely outgunned, but at the top of the room there's also a busted pipe, so there's always multiple ways to approach each level. So here we can just fill the room with smoke and then they won't be able to see you, making it much easier to kill them.
Horrible way to die.
Yeah.
That guy was just like, what happened to my friend? What were some of the sort of like old school video games that inspired you to make this, or stuff that you were really into growing up that feels like it made its way in here?
It's a good question. I'll think about it for a sec while you watch this little vignette about a frat of a bunch of these enemies.
Oh, man.
Oh.
They just picked out nicknames, too.
Yeah. Yeah, so inspiration-wise,
Wow.
not really a lot of older games.
That was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Let me think. I played Samurai Gun once at a show, and I liked it a lot. Don't know if it counts as a strong inspiration because I only played it once, but I liked it. I like the gameplay.
Yep.
Definitely an inspiration. And there you go.
Ooh.
That was the demo.
Wow. That is some incredible stuff, man.
Yeah. Well,
Nice work.
thanks.
Justin, when can people play Katana Zero?
April 18th, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's incredibly soon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for making this game. This is like, it went from being something I didn't know much about to being at the very top of my list. This is awesome stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, for all things indies and nindies, you're already in the right place right here on IGN. Make sure to watch our video we did of a Let's Play of Creature in the Well as well after that. And for more video games, don't go away.